I was on here just talking like a buck. You had me muted. So again, for you, for those of you that did not hear, part two of Facts Over Feelings tonight. I have with me Mr. Stacy Smiter, who is running for District 7 County Supervisor position. That's elected position. The reason why, again, that we are doing this part two is because, one, we have an election coming up that's very important, especially our local elected officials need to, and folks that are voters need to hear about what's going on and put emphasis on that. Then secondly, Mr. Stacy has gotten a gig teaching, and on Tuesday nights was the night of my show. He's not able to come, but tonight he said he was good. He was able to come through. So I said, you know what? We're going to do part two just for you, just for special. Because again, I think during this election time, we need to hear from our individuals that are running campaigns, that are running for offices. And then next week, we will have the incumbent who was running against Stacy for the supervisor position. Felicia Martin will be here next week in studio to talk about her campaign. But tonight we're going to be focusing on Stacy and what he's got as far as campaign-wise, the information he's going to bring to us. But I do want to address something because something has been brought out, and there's a narrative that was going around about his campaign that was brought out to, and those of you that listen to a WNOV, Michelle Bryant show, there's been some information that was brought to light. We didn't find out about it until much later. Contacted Stacy, and he didn't know that this was out there, but he does now. And I'm going to let him talk about it and give him the floor, and then we'll just ask some questions as we go through, and then we'll talk about his campaign. But I do want to clear the air about some issues that was brought up in regards to a name that appears on the ballot and what it looks like here and what it looks like there. But the best person to talk about themselves is them. So I'm going to give him the floor, and he's going to just talk about that whole issue. So Stacy, Mr. Campaign Man himself is here. You got the flow, man.
All right. Well, Tay, Dorian, I appreciate the opportunity of being on this show.
Sir.
As everybody already know, I love coming on here, Facts Over Feelings, where we come and talk facts and not worry about people's feelings. So once again, I want to thank y'all for the opportunity to being on here. It's crazy that I even have to discuss or even talk about this narrative, but it's to the point where it's like, okay, let me just kill a cat while the cat lying, so that way I can move on and continue to knock on these doors and talk to the residents about what's going on in our district.
Hey man, don't feel bad, man. We had a we had an election for president. They talking about eating cats and dogs on it. So if this is the worst we got to deal with, hey, that's it's campaign season is what it is. But we do want you to, like I said, have this time, talk about it. We're gonna talk about it, put it out there so folks will hear it, and hopefully the individuals that brought it up, they'll hear this and see this, and then we can just move on.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we all know that at a point in time in life, I was incarcerated and I received the governor's pardon. I've never shied away from that. That's actually part of who I am and why I do the things that I do. But the narrative that's been floated is the spelling of my last name. Now, everybody that knows me from childhood to middle school, high school, you name it, everybody know me. Everybody knows that my name is Stacy Smiter. But on my birth certificate, which is in Illinois, it has an H, a clerical error, literally just the H in the spelling of my last name.
Mm-hmm.
So after I got out the streets, from being in the streets and being wild, you know, I decided to become a productive member of society.
Thank you.
Right, baby, thank you for that.
And went to the DMV to get a driver's license. You know, they tell you, hey, when I went there, I had my social security card, which I showed y'all.
Mhm.
What did the name
You
appear
did.
on my social?
Stacy Smiter.
Spelled
Smiter.
Thank you. On my high school transcripts, on my college transcripts, on everything of my life, from my dental records, my family name, my mother's maiden name, her actual name is Smiter. So the fact that I actually have to sit here and address it is because, to me, when people don't have nothing on you, they try to pull the littlest thing. So the Smithers is on my driver's license. But everybody knows now because of the real ID, you have to get your ID has to, when you fly, everything has to match up.
Yes.
So when you're going to get the real ID, you can't just take your driver's license, because that's going to be how they're going to look at your birth certificate. They look at your social and say, hey, this doesn't match up. We can't give you the real. So you have to make the corrections. So what they told me is, Mr. Smiter, just go request for updated birth certificate and this amended birth certificate to remove the H. I want people to keep in mind that when people are in there in the hospitals putting your name on there, they make errors. People make human errors. That's all it simply is. And then they say that, hey, which one are you, Stacy Smiter, Stacy Smithers? Those are both of my names, because that's just how the system has me identified. When I went to get my license, it's in there as Smithers. So, and it's tied in to Smiter as well. So when they do background checks, because I'd rather people ask me questions, mind you, in order for me to be volunteering and teaching financial literacy in the high schools, they do run background checks. In order for me to be a licensed real estate broker, they do background checks. In order for me to be on the Wisconsin Realtors Board of Directors, they do background checks. In order for me to actually teach college, they do background checks. So when they do background checks, both names appear, both Stacy Smiter and Stacy Smithers. But once my birth certificate arrived and I go to the DMV, all of this issue is going to be handled. It's going to say Stacy Smiter, the actual name, actual who I am. It's not a name change. It's not anything of that nature. It's just a clerical error that's being corrected, just like anyone else.
So let's pause right there for our layman folks that's watching that may not understand what's going on. So if someone were to Google your name, Stacy Smiter, what's going to pop up?
Me. Everything about me.
The spelling and all that was
spelling and everything.
Okay.
Yes, everything.
So, but why would it look confusing to somebody?
Why would it look confusing to somebody? Is because of they see Smiter, then they see Smithers, and they see me. But I'd rather people actually ask a question than just say, hey, it's a conspiracy and he's committing fraud and all of that, and go into their platforms. And never, not one time has anybody reached out to me personally like, hey, I had this question about the spelling of your name. I want to know what this is. And the same conversation we having, just like anybody.
Civil conversation.
But I'm a firm believer. I would never give any time of day to anyone that come in that manner where they don't state facts or have factuals. They just burrow out whatever comes that they thought. People don't get my energy like that. That does not help our district. I'm focused on bringing results to the district. I'm not in here to act tit for tat or to say, hey, are you Smiter or Smithers? I am both, but I am Stacy Smiter. And the whole thing about the appearing on the ballot.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I like, because it makes me feel like that, it makes me believe that sometimes people just fill out paperwork and don't know what they're filling out. But everyone knows me that I do everything by the book. I'm a contracts man. I'm very anal. So on the actual,
can I speak to that real quick? Yeah. I do want to say, I think it's super unfortunate that you both are Democrats.
Yes, absolutely.
And I am fairly new to, being as involved as I am right now in this politics game, right? So for voters like myself, when we're asking questions, I wish it was less attacked. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be attacked when I ask a question. I want to hear just a clear answer, right? So I do appreciate that you even coming in here and wasting time. I would consider this as defending yourself versus
defending. It's just
you're defending yourself.
It's the question that's out there.
No, you're defending yourself at this point.
Clear up so we can keep moving forward. And I want to answer in the way that I want to answer, not when you're screaming loud and then telling me and then questioning as well that are you Black, because I'm refusing to come to your specific programming. I listen to 860. I just don't listen to that specific programming because I didn't even know it was a radio.
Initially it was just music, right? When it first came out.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was just
I think and they always had an element of talk show in it. But it was.
But it graduated to.
I don't listen to that station. I listen to 101.7 The Truth. I like the different perspectives that Dr. King.
Based on your age, though.
Sherman. Yeah, and then it fits more of my age demographic.
Yeah.
I'm old at heart. That's why I listen to 860.
I'm old at heart. I like R&B, but everybody has their preference of what they like to listen to.
Yeah.
And then during those hours of time, I'm getting my kids ready for school. I drop my kids off faithfully every day at 7:15.
Likewise.
I iron their clothes. I even iron my wife's clothes. For the last 14 years, I've been ironing my wife's clothes since we've been together, and my kids' clothes. So I'm spending that time focused on that. And then when I get in the car, I go to YouTube 101.7 The Truth because I like Homer Blow, Dave Easy, Bailey Coleman, and I like the engage in conversations that you have. I don't believe in going on platforms where they bark to get attention and then call you cowards, call you.
I can't hear you. I said that yesterday. I can't hear you when there's no substance. There's no substance.
There's no substance. There's no reason for me to give you what you want or even come to your platform. And it doesn't make me less Black because everybody and their mama know I'm Blacker than Black. So to even hear those types of statements that because I refuse and come to your platform, I don't care about Black radio and then comparing me to Mandela Barnes. I am Stacy Andrew Smiter. That's who I am. I'm nothing else.
What did the correlation with Mandela have to do with it?
Because she had asked him several times when he was running for senator. Come on, but he didn't come on her show. He came on to I think whoever. It was another show, but it wasn't hers, which was predominantly listened to by white folks. And he didn't come into Black. He didn't talk. Now he didn't talk to no Black radio during that time period. And people and not just her, but other people saying the same thing. Like, hey, bro, you trying to get our vote, but you ain't coming talking to us.
And that's crazy.
And that was an issue.
And that's crazy work to immediately try to place that label on me because I'm not trying to give you energy when everybody and their mama know I'm Blacker than Black. I support it. I'm the president of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. We are a 501c. I am the Milwaukee Charter president of a Black real estate professional association where we believe in democracy and housing. We support and we advocate for people that
you do a lot. You do a
lot for our community.
Oh, so your wife said agree. Just let you know.
So for me to hear that and to hear people, and then also to hear her mention about, I don't care if it's his mama. So that's what they told me. That's what was said. That they said they didn't care if it's your mama. Do she know your mama did? I was like, no. Sometimes you just kill people with kindness. You know, I'm a very humble person. Everybody knows my personality. I believe in that. I believe in backing up data. But when I say something, it's because I'm coming with facts. And when I say I'm for us, people know, yeah, bro, he really about us. And yes, I am coming into this realm of things because I already sit at those tables. I'm having these conversations. I'm advocating from the housing perspective. I go every year to Washington, D.C. for legislative weeks where we meet with our state elected officials, our nationally elected officials to discuss housing. We were part of that 512 million housing bill that Tony Evers passed a few years ago. We were part of that. I don't have to be in the spotlight. Everybody that knows me, I like being behind the scenes because I'm analytical. I like to put plans together. I like to put plans together and execute it. I did it with my own life.
Yeah.
Is it Creesha or Crescia?
Creesha.
Creesha says clerical errors often happen, and she says she's sure as people know about that. It happens in hospitals, at birth with birth records, and in many other ways where people are not sure if it's a F or it's a Z. Sounds crazy, but it does happen. Yeah,
absolutely.
But it just shouldn't be like this. You know what I mean? I don't feel like it should be like this. I know y'all say this is politics.
This is
but
what happens though.
But it should.
Yeah,
it can be questions.
It's the way that you word the question and the delivery.
Absolutely.
I would never entertain anyone who thinks that they can just bark loud without even giving me a decency to call.
Absolutely.
And then, yes, when I found out about it, I did reach out, but then I had to sit back and think. I really had to think about that. What am I gaining from that? And it ain't going to change.
Oh, you saying after she left here, Michelle Bryant, after she left here, you reached out to her based on
the podcast appearance she made on here. I reached out to Dorian. We talked about the
issue here too.
And I asked Dorian for her number.
Okay.
I reached out to her. She reached out.
The issue with that, let's talk about that too, because she was calling me a liar or some sort. She said that she told Dorian that she got your number from Dorian, and she told him that she had contacted you to discuss those allegations.
I never received.
Wait. So that day that she sat here, I asked, because we were like, dang, why wouldn't he contact her?
Right.
So I asked her on air if she had contacted you, and she said no. Her exact words were, "That nigga can call me," is what she said. I was taken aback by that because hold on, wait a minute. What you mean? Because I thought as a radio host or whatever, that you do your due diligence and you make contact with this person to let them address, at least give them the opportunity to address the allegations. Being that was not done, that did make me look at her differently. You know what I mean? And she and I can discuss at a later date, because I did invite her to discuss with me.
I forget,
because I want to better understand.
I'm just when it's all said and done, y'all. I when I say I don't put energy into stuff like that, and people have to understand, I was a foster kid. I was a homeless kid. Every life you can imagine, I lived. I was every name other than the name that I was given. So when I see things like that, I don't respond with negative. I just respond with humility and say, "Hey, I forgive you. Just next time."
Shouldn't be a next time. Ask people.
Shoot me a call. If you got a question, just shoot me a call.
Shouldn't be a next time.
Never come on your platform. I have no reason to go to your platform because you showed me what type of person you are. I just don't deal with people like that.
You don't disrespect people like that.
I don't disrespect no one, and I'm not going to allow.
You don't assassinate people's character.
Then to say because it's politics, I'm supposed to accept that. I don't do that type of politics.
Right, but unfortunately, though, it is a part of it.
The lie. The character assassination,
it's sad.
Lack of integrity.
But I mean, look at what they do to people.
But why do it? At that point, you are.
But I don't want you to view it as a character. I didn't view it as character assassination.
You cannot. You're running. You're running.
It was public information.
Listen. I'm a voter. District 7 is what you all are running for.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, in which I've also asked other people. If people that don't vote. What's causing you not to vote? Or why are you finding yourself? But why are you finding yourself always? But they also feel like it's a shit show. Why am I engaging? Why am I engaging in that? I don't want to engage in that. I already got enough going on at home. I don't want to deal with that. I want to figure out who lying, who doing what. You know what I mean? And people that are already involved in politics are like, oh, this is a norm. It's ridiculous. I can't hear you. I don't know I still don't know Miss Felicia Martin's agenda. I ain't heard the agenda yet.
We definitely gonna ask her next week when she come.
But but you get what I'm saying? Like this is me. Why am I fighting or begging you to tell me what you're gonna do for the district I live in? I do business in. I've been living there for 10 years. Why am I doing that?
But not a lot of people do that. That's the problem too.
Don't ask questions.
As voters, we don't.
And that's all I'm bringing to the voters. I'm bringing to them that I lived here all my life. And I am tired of the constant, every time the election come around, no one has a plan. And so because I've been at those tables, I am at those tables, whether I'm running or not, I'm still at those tables having the conversations that is needed, advocating. I didn't meet any of our elected officials as Stacy Smiter running for office. No, I met him as Stacy Smiter, president of the Milwaukee chapter of NARAP.
Build a report already.
I believe in advocacy and letting your actions be your words. But advocacy alone can't get the work we need done in District 7. So that's why I put my head in, because I want to see some real changes. I feel those gaps. We feel those gaps. So being in that position, you have to be fighting for the district and bringing results to the district. And that's what I'm looking to bring. Tell y'all what my plan is, why, and how I feel it in lines with what the county road is. Because when most county supervisors are asked, hey, what does the county supervisor do? They give you what I call the narrow-minded blanket response, meaning that I'm only going to tell you enough to keep you curious, but not enough to where, because they don't fully understand all of what their position is, because they come in new just like anyone else. But that road is very vital. And we're going to talk about that tonight as well.
Well, let's do your exhibits. He got a whole little case.
So yeah, he done.
Oh yeah,
As to say, now we are facts over feelings. So Stacy brought some facts with him about the name issue and what he went through with that when I was brought up to his attention. So again, we'll give him the floor to talk about that and bring his paperwork to the light. Again, this is just for folks that had heard the information that was put out there, so that you can hear him and hear his voice and hear information that he has brought to us to kind of dispel all of that. So Stacy, go ahead.
So,
what you got?
All right, this was before it start being spewed out on the radio waves. Every election, nomination papers are challenged. It's just one of the moves that they use to, that's work they got to do.
That's what happens.
Removed from the ballot.
That's what they do.
So what was done in this situation. It was my nomination papers were challenged, and it was frivolous challenges about why I want this name on the ballot instead of my actual name.
And why was that?
And because according to the Declaration of Candidacy, it asks you, I want you to read out loud what it asks you on the Declaration of Candidacy. That's why I feel like, hey,
I'll do that.
Anything that I get involved in, I make sure that I do it legally. I make sure I do reading. I'm very anal and detailed. Let me see.
I think you got it in your other.
Yeah, right there. I want you to read what the highlighted section of a Declaration of Candidacy that has to be notarized and signed, saying that, hey, this is what, if I'm lying on this paperwork, I can go to jail.
Okay, so
notarized.
Declaration of Candidacy reads, it says, my name as I wish to appear on the official ballot is as follows. And it says any combination of first name, middle name, or initials with surname. A nickname may replace a legal name.
So that means if I wanted to, I could have put kiss my ass on the ballot.
Right.
And that was what I would have chose. But because I wanted my actual name that everyone knows me as, that I know as what's on my attached to my social security number, my name is Stacy Smiter. And that's it when it comes to that piece. I just hope that everyone, if you got questions,
I'm a screenshot. I'm a picture. I'm gonna do a picture and post this.
You gonna put this on in the comments?
I am.
Okay.
So they know what we looking at.
I don't engage in things like that, but when I just want to clear the air because it's not taken away from the focus, but it is taken away because it's a question. So since it's a question,
we're gonna answer.
I'm always gonna answer. I never duck. I didn't duck nothing when I was in the streets. I ain't ducking nothing when I'm doing it this way. I am 100% transparent in all things that I do because of the fact that I used to be a felon. So they already scrutinizing everything I'm doing to make sure that I'm on the straight and narrow. So that at any moment, we told you he wasn't nothing but a thug in a suit. You know how many times I've been called that? And even though I don't give off that I'm a thug in a suit, but I don't care. I don't allow things like that to get in the way from what the actual real issues that we are faced here. And so the paperwork was challenged. Long story short, I gave my response, my rebuttal. I wouldn't. Election Commission has to go off of law. When you are challenging nomination papers, the challenger has to come with the burden of proof that I committed some election violation and my certified nomination paper should not be valid, or I violated some type of Wisconsin statute. None of those things that she contested came with him.
That who contested?
My challenger.
Who was Felicia Martin?
Incumbent. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
incumbent.
And so with that, they reached back out. I gave them my response. They followed back up and put us on. They put out a public hearing, and then they recircled back to me and was like, "Hey, Mr. Smiter, we just wanted to inform to you that we have informed Ms. Martin that we are going to be throwing out this challenge because of the fact that she did not properly submit it in the proper format. When you are challenging nomination papers, you have these are certified documents. So you burden of proof falls on you for one. And second, you have to highlight what actual laws that are broken. Me wanting to have my real name on the ballot for when I'm getting voted on, it's not a violation. She also questioned about one of my circulars. He didn't have a uniform address. He didn't keep putting his same home address. There is no Wisconsin law or no election statute that says that you have to use a uniform address anytime you're signing anything. Why do you think you
just for your name to appear on the ballot?
Not even just on the ballot, just in our state, period.
Oh, okay.
Why you think, or in the United States, why do you think you are able to have a mailing address and a home address? Your home address you do not have to have anything uniform when you're signing nomination papers.
Oh, wait, so they can see, she was able to see the people that signed.
Everybody is.
Oh,
it's
okay.
public record.
Yeah. All that's public record.
Okay, I'm learning. So could that be the reason? Is that really? Could that be the reason why they thought I was a supporter?
No.
You sure?
No.
Okay, because I'm trying to figure out where I got deemed a supporter of yours.
Yeah. No. So then after that, they threw it out on those grounds that she didn't properly submit the documentation. But at the actual hearing, it was going to be thrown out because you have to have burden of proof falls on the challenger.
Yeah.
The election commission's job is not that of removing electoral from the ballot. I am electoral. You are electoral, meaning that we have the voting right and we are capable of running for office. We are the voter. That's what we have electoral right. Just like when we're voting on the national level, you have electoral right on the local level.
Hold on a second. Stacey, Creature says, someone actually challenged your name. Yeah, they do that all the time. Isn't that public information? Yes. Could she have just looked that up? Yep.
Or just called him for real?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
it's all public information.
It was thrown out. I went to the hearing the next day, and because it is public record, and they put it on their agenda and put it to the public. They had to say in there that she withdrew. They gave her an option to either withdraw or throw it out, and she chose to withdraw it.
Okay.
Either way it go, it's going to be tossed the next day at the hearing.
But that's public record as well.
Yeah, it's public record. Either way it go, it's going to be tossed out because she didn't have burden of proof. She didn't submit affidavit. She didn't follow the process and try to use that to get me removed, which is okay. I forgive her for that as well. We both.
I know you in a forgiving mood, and that's cool. I am as well.
Yeah, you have to be.
I'm just trying to learn, right? I'm learning. So my piece was, if your opponent does everything, because she's a sitting person, so if she does everything she says she does out here, which I'm not discrediting her, why not just fairly campaign and debate and do a bunch of healthy stuff?
You got in politics, like we just said, it's chess. You got to make moves. And if all I can find on your campaign is that your name is crooked, I'm gonna expose that.
But I'm gonna use the campaign. I'm gonna expose that your name is, you have a clerical error.
Correct.
And I'm also not going to get my campaign together or create an agenda for myself.
I wouldn't say she's not gonna create an agenda. She's gonna run off of her incumbency. Meaning she's going to run off. I've been in this position since 18, I think. I told you before. I've researched and I don't see a thing. I'm telling you, I don't see anything. Again,
we'll wait till she gets here and I'll let her.
But what happens is, in those positions, because I was and I was guilty of doing it. You've run uncontested for so long. At that point, you just you get to sit back on your laurels and just kind of wait until
it was never
another election come out.
It was never
there. I haven't seen
one. I want people to understand that most of the time these seats are ran uncontested. So when they are uncontested, whether it's from the alderman side or whether it's from the county side, people don't know what the roles are. So
Mhm.
that's why I'm telling you what the role is, what the responsibilities of the county supervisor is. Like prime example.
Oh yeah, Krisha, they inform the candidate when it's contested. He gets notified because again, it's all public information. It's a public hearing, and so the candidates are notified that their candidacy is being contested. So that's how he knows. She's asking a question.
Yeah. So that's why I feel it's important that while I'm running and knocking on the, do you know how many doors I've been on over the last
How many?
month? Right now, 1,750 doors. My goal is 4,000
Bless you.
doors.
Bless your heart.
That's amazing.
Conversations.
That's
The
your
reason
heart.
why I'm doing that is because I want us to be aware of who we voting for. Why we're, yes, I want you to vote for me, but I want to tell you why I want you to vote for me. Here's my plan. Here's what the county supervisor did. So that way, when you go in that voters booth, you have a clear conscience that, okay, Stacy told me he's going to do A, B, C, and D. And I also heard that, hey, my platform does not in line with county. Property tax does in line with the county. I am looking to address the property tax levy. And for those of you who don't know what the property tax levy is, that is the money that we contribute every year to the budget. Did y'all know for 2026, we contribute $309 million of that 1.3 billion budget that is in place? So what they do is they, from share revenue, from sales tax, from debits and all of that, we bring in, and the state give us our cut, we have that. Then they use other avenues to fill in them gaps. We are the gap. We are the filler of that gap. So we filled the gap of $309 million. So as the county supervisor, what I'm looking to do when I get in there in April is use the power of amendment. That is one of the most important authorities that you have as a county supervisor. It's the amendment ability and coalition. I call it amendment and coalition because you have the right to amend the budget, meaning that you can make changes to where money is flowing. And when I say coalition, because all 18 of the supervisors has to agree to these amendments. And when I say coalition, when you trying to get some things done in your district and you know it's going to take for them to vote on it, you bring it to your residents. Yo, I'm trying to get 3.4 million, or I'm trying to get 500,000 for A, B, and C. In order for me to get that, I'm bringing it to y'all so we can go ahead and let them know how important it is. Because when it starts, the budget process starts in August. And per Wisconsin statute 55-9, the Milwaukee County budget has to go through a process. It has time frames for when it needs to be seen and what meetings set up for us. Then they also need time to actually debate the budget. When I say debate the budget, that's when all 18 of the county supervisors get the ability to add amendments, make changes to the budget as a collective, but also as a coalition. I'm going to use that authority to make sure that the dollars that are being allocated, yes, it is funding, but I'm making sure that those fundings come specifically to District 7. We're allocating funding without keeping track of it. I believe in KPIs. I'm a manufacturing guy. I used to be in that for 17 years, and I was a quality guy, so I was big on success. And I believe in key performance indicators. We have to track these fundings by districts, so that way we know what's wrong and when to go fix it. We sending out all these funds in District 7 and it's not getting anything.
So hold on, before we get too into that, because I do want you to get into the what they call the minutia of all of this. Do you have anything that you want to present to us in regards to this name situation? So just so the folks will know, when your name appears on the ballot, how is it appearing on the ballot?
What my name is,
and that is
Smiter.
Okay. All right, so y'all know.
And then and when my birth certificate arrived and I go to the DMV and I got my real ID, I'm gonna smile next to it like, see, they made the correction, y'all.
Make sure y'all share and like for us too. We want to make sure that both candidates are put out there. So
right.
So you can hear.
Right. It ain't no hard feelings. I just would never step foot on your show nor give you the time. If you want to say that that's your portion, if that's you want to say what you want to say, I forgive you, and I'm letting it
now go. I don't disagree with you about much. All my thing is WNOV does have a block in that show, Michelle Bryant's show, the 7 to 9 show, does have a block of voters that I think you do need to talk to. That's just
I talk to them when I knock on their door.
Okay.
When I'm knocking on their door, that's how I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna knock on their door. I don't have to go on her platform to have a conversation with the voters. I'm at your door. I'm coming to everybody's door. So if you want to talk, I'm coming to your door. I ain't got no reason to go on a platform that didn't give me respect from the beginning just to reach those voters.
Mhm.
I can come knock on your door and then have this same conversation that I'm having with y'all that I can have with them if
Mhm.
they're curious about it. She can be curious or she won't. I would not give her any more energy. I say I forgive her.
Mhm.
I already told the situation. I'm talking about it now to y'all.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
I'm no longer gonna go on and engage with a conversation.
And I'm actually going to
I'm
send.
not
I'm going to
gonna do
send this this clip. I'm going to send this to her.
So I'm gonna
So
go
she can see
knock
it.
on those
I'm gonna send
voters'
this to her.
door
That's
and
fair.
any
Mhm.
questions, to all of the voters that lives in District 7, whether you live in McGovern, whether you live by Strong, but by Thurman, I call it Strong Thurman, but I always screw it up. Harriet, the Thurman,
Wall Park.
no. See, look, that's crazy. It's Truman Park right off of 49th and Hampton. That
Okay.
is in District 7. That is
Okay.
part of our district.
Oh.
It's one of those voting wards.
Oh, I
where
thought
they
it don't say here. It don't say Wall Park no more.
Not off of 49. The sign
That's
said
by our house. I thought it said Wall
Yeah,
Park.
I thought it said Wall Park. They
It
changed
say
the
Wall
name?
Park.
Not-
They changed it a few times.
Not Wall. I'm talking about on 49th and Hampton.
Yeah,
Soon-
yeah.
that's-
I know
that's
what you're
by
talking
our
about.
house.
No, on the sign it says it says
Area now.
Harriet Tubman Park.
Yeah, listen, they switched that about
Oh,
3,
wow.
4, 5 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Okay.
that
See,
park,
learn something new every day.
and y'all get zero from me. Want to know why? Because if you're not a high voting ward,
Mhm.
your voice ain't being heard. And that's one of the reasons why I'm running it. I'm running is to be the voice of those who don't vote,
Mhm.
those who do vote, those who can't vote. I'm running to be the voice of you to let you know that I hear you. Because I used to be a non-voter when I was a felon.
Mhm.
I used to
Relatable.
not caring about being voted when I was in and out of foster
Right.
homes, worrying about
It didn't
what I
matter.
eat and sleep.
Right.
You know, I want people to understand that I come from the same issues you come from.
Yeah.
I was a foster kid, homeless adult all through high school. People thought because I was skipping class that I was my grades was good.
Man, top of class.
26 on my ACTs. It was just when you're dealing with adult things at teenage years, it's
Mhm.
crazy, you know. And my mom, before she passed away last year, she was clean for 23 years. And that was my roadie.
You said your mom passed away last year.
Last year, March
Okay.
26th.
And you said she was clean for 23 years.
23 years. That was
Mm.
my roadie. Like, you know, I say she was my rock. It's besides my wife, I called her about everything, you know, and when I told her about running for office, she was, hey, you gonna get it, son. You gonna get it. And then the last conversation I had with her was when I took her to her last chemo. They already had told us that once they stopped giving her the chemo and the blood transfusions,
Mhm.
they didn't know how long she was gonna have. They said it could be a couple
Gotcha.
days, couple weeks. And the last conversation that I had when I took her to, y'all gotta excuse me.
It's okay, man. No, bro.
The last conversation that I had with her was in the car was two things. She told me that she was at peace
Mm-hmm.
and that she was okay with dying, but she was worried about us getting over it.
Gotcha.
I can admit, no, I haven't. I would never get over it. But what keeps me
See,
going?
man, now you make me cry.
Yeah.
What keeps me going
Yeah.
is that the last conversation that she told me, no matter what, they're gonna say everything under the sun about you while you running, but I still want you to run because you have a vision and you have a plan that I believe will work. You just got to tell the people and you got to convince the voters the same thing. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm on them doors every single day. I'm out in the snow. I'm out in the rain.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this just.
Now you wasn't in that blizzard, was you?
I was out there in the blizzard too.
Yeah, I seen that.
You know,
Man, yeah.
Commendable
I'm
for
in
sure.
it because
Very much so.
I seriously want to see change in our district.
Mhm.
I seriously want to be able to bring back to the table the things that we are needing. We can't be called Magnificent Seven when we're struggling and don't have anything.
Mhm.
What's magnificent about that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People, as people, we definitely magnificent. That's why we need to be stepping up and saying, hey, what is your plan? If they don't have a plan, we should not be voting for them. Even me, if I don't have a plan, don't vote for me. But I got a plan, so I want you to vote for me.
An effective player. Huh?
And I'm glad you brought that up because that really leads me to my next question for you is with your campaign. and let's speak to the folks out here, hopefully that's watching, that's not voters, never voted, don't understand about voting, but they're going to vote on April 7th for Stacy. What would they be voting for?
What they're going to be voting for is budget transparency, making sure that dollars that are being budgeted and discussed every year, I'm using my amendment power to make sure that that money comes to District 7, not just certain parts of high voting areas of District 7, but actual District 7 residents in the 53209 zip code, 53216 zip code, 53208 zip code, and a little bit of portion of 53206 because one of their wards is in my wards. It's 21 wards. It is 5 automatic districts. You got automatic district 5, 2, 1.
So it's 06 for real. Oh, okay.
The reason how I know this is because when I ran for alderman, all I've been doing for the last several years, telling everybody how terrible our district is and how we need to really start knowing what these positions are. Why does it matter that for us to vote locally more than it does for us voting for a president?
But why should they vote for you, Stacey?
Why should they vote for me? It's because I'm bringing a different set of ideas. I'm bringing a plan that I believe will work for us because I come firsthand from the plan that isn't working. There's no plan. When you getting me, you're getting someone who's going to fight for you, who's going to use his authority as the county supervisor, meaning my amendment power. I may not have oversight over each department, but I have oversight as to where their money go, how it's allocated. You're getting a fighter. You're getting someone who's going to fight to make sure funding is being redirected to the districts, to the zip codes in my district, and we have transparency. We're keeping track of where our money going. Prime example, crime. Crime is one of the biggest issues we have. Yeah, it's a city thing, but it's also a county thing. And from the county level, I control, well, not I specifically, but we as a collective, as the 18 members, we control funding for programming. I have a program literally that was supposed to start this past Monday at CRC. It's called Reentry Redemption Academy, where I'm offering, it's a pilot program, 12 to 15 inmates who are nonviolent, who's on their way out the door, coming home to nothing. You got to keep in mind, these people have street mentalities. We come from hustle mentality, so they're not used to having a 9-to-5 job or want to go work in somebody's factory for 50 hours because that's what they tell you when you get out. Oh, go work in a plant. They don't give you no real hope. So this program I created gives them actual hope because it gives them options to go into trades. Yes, you can get a real estate license as a felon. You just can't get one if you committed like armed robbery, certain crimes, armed robbery
disqualifies you.
Or
now you said your program is starting, or is it
started? Okay. It was supposed to start this past Monday, but the storm prevented that. But next week I actually have it, and it's a waiting list now.
Oh wow,
that's beautiful.
Look at that.
That's beautiful.
Because I'm relatable. I come from the very facilities. I lived for 14 months in House of Correction, is what I call it. I lived in what we called sleeping with the dead. That was CCC when it was connected to the morgue. I lived there. I lived at MFDS. I've been to prison. I've been to every facility. So to be able to turn around and go back in there without anybody asking me to do it, it's me showing by actions. You're going to have leadership that shows through action and not just me saying, hey, I've done this or I've done that, but it doesn't show.
Man, I just love your story too, man. And don't come on here making me cry no more either. I'm talking about your mama.
You know,
because I feel you on that one. Yeah, I feel you, man.
I'm sorry that was even weaponized against you as well.
Yeah, and I just say that because my mom is watching. Hey, mom. And when you were talking about the relationship you have with your mom, it kind of reminded me of, because I call my mom for pretty much everything as well. Outside of my wife.
My mom used to call me just boy, what you doing? She didn't know how to say Xavier's name, right? She'd be like, what's Xavier and my grandkids? And I'd be like, dang, you ain't called to talk to me. Boy, I ain't called to talk to you. Whatever. I talk to you every day.
Right.
You know, it's those little things.
Right. So. And hopefully after this, I do hope that we can sit down and have a conversation and get to the bottom, because I don't think it should be no, versus this versus that type of situation. We should be able to do this, run for office, not have all this other background noise.
All the ugly stuff. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan. But you like, I get it.
Yeah, but but I'm just telling you, it gets worse than this. This is just small because it's local.
It
And
just
as
comes
you
off.
go up,
It comes
gets
off
worse.
as deflection,
It
like
gets worse.
because like again, as a voter, I can't hear you if you're doing all that loud barking and all that. I want to hear you. I truly want to hear. We're not even in a climate to keep playing games like this, wasting time. Like
We're not though.
Prime example, like
Have all hands on deck. Yeah.
Seniors, this is what y'all.
Now that's been something that you've been talking about a lot on your campaign.
Oh yeah, so they had
talk about that.
I saw something on Facebook about a meet they were meeting.
Yeah. So
how'd that go? Did you go?
Yeah, I was there at the meeting. I couldn't go to the Thursday night one, but I zoomed in. I was teaching. I teach this semester Thursdays and Tuesdays.
Okay.
So I logged into the Zoom meeting on Thursday so I can hear what was being discussed. But I did go to the meeting. I've been talking a lot about it is because those is one of the things that's the county supervisor. We're responsible for our seniors. We're responsible for the services as well. But because that is not a mandated service, every year they cutting our park services and throwing us back a bone saying, hey, I gave you this. When in reality, we should have been had that. We have a $29 million maintenance, deferred maintenance, meaning that that 29 million that they know we have to fix it, that needs to be fixed up. That's what the cost is. They keep pushing it out, spoon feeding. And you can't treat our seniors like that. They've been knowing for years that McGovern Park was going down. They've been knowing for years that it was flood prone, and they did nothing. And as the county supervisor, you supposed to be fighting for those types of things. The same energy that you gave magically 200 and how the board came up with 250,000 for Cooper Park could have been the same kind of way they came up with the funding for McGovern Park. I'm not going to sit back and I'm not doing this because I'm running. That place has sentimental value to me. You know, when I lost my mom, that was one of the places she went in for two-step. You know, they be stepping up in there. And then my mom spent a lot of time at the 12-step club, you know, and when I went in there, that group of women were so open, with my mom being gone and the women being so open and like that. It was you know how you find something to grieve with.
But it's not only that it's just a personal matter for you. You just see how impactful it was for the community.
Yes, how it was for them specifically that's over there. And as your elected official, I'm going to make sure, hey, right that wrong. That wrong ain't being right. When they said no, they didn't want housing, and you can check with the Urban Milwaukee. It was quoted coming directly from the person in charge of parks and maintenance. You might as well say that y'all killed McGovern Park. When they voted against having housing in the parks, why the hell we need to have housing in the parks in order for them to get a center? That's what they said at the meeting last week, that in order for them to get housing, they're going to have to get their community center. They're going to have to somehow tie housing into it.
Can it be senior housing though?
There's no need for senior housing. They don't want senior housing. They just want their community.
But you can have the community center within of the
Do you know if you open up our parks to allowing for private housing to be placed, it's you letting the floodgates in for all of the vultures.
Oh, okay. But then also you kind of, because the park is for the community.
The park is for us.
And now you take away the community part aspect.
Our access to enjoyment because we want to build a bunch of apartments in order to get services.
on the park areas is
in
what
the
they
park.
were
They were going to build housing in the park.
I thought it was like near the park. Now that'll change everything. Yeah, that'll change everything.
And that's why I'm fighting for them, because I got a whole, I call it the McGovern Park Restoration Plan.
Okay.
And because they were saying to allocate wastefully spending $100,000 for a study. You already got the information you need. They were trying to build housing.
What's the study?
They worried about to see if it's flood prone. This study is they gonna look for
it is
offsite. But the same way how they were gonna build housing, they already did the study on that. If you're doing any development, you have to run analysis.
Well, we know it's flood prone because we seen
flooded.
But here's the thing: you can build it to where it isn't flood.
Right.
Flood prone. You can build.
Why do you need a test to know that? $100,000 test.
That's the spin around. They're giving them the spin.
You know that you need some type of,
and then that leads me to believe
safety precautions.
And that makes me wonder too, where did that $100,000 go to for this company, whoever did the study? Because a lot of times you don't realize
they allocated. They actually voted today
Oh,
to determine if that 100,000 was going to be approved for them to do the study.
to do the study. Okay.
Spending.
Yeah.
We're tired of studying.
And
they
then-
need results.
But then who gets the contract to do the study? Because they're gonna have to hire out to a company, right? So I'm thinking when stuff like
Which is
that
gonna
happens,
take 6 months to a year.
who's getting the payola from behind?
Mhm.
You know, it's probably one of their friends that's on this company. Okay, well, hey, we're gonna vote to get this contract, and then we're gonna get your company the 100,000.
Well, question. There's tons of vacant buildings and things
Absolutely.
whatnot that are in good condition, just need
Absolutely.
renovations.
I'm a realtor. I see it every day.
Yeah, why are we not like why are we not just renovating those buildings and then allowing them to utilize those buildings, like using that 100,000 for that?
Well, according to them in a report that they presented, they said the startup costs would be too much, $365,000 to get started for renovations, and then
because it's closed now, right?
It's closed.
The center's actually closed. The government center's closed.
Yeah.
That was the big problem, because I was following it, but I wasn't
They
following.
have nowhere to go except to go to Clinton Rose, Metcalf,
And it closed because of what reason?
because of flood.
The flood
Because
wiped
of the
it out.
flood. And
Okay.
The
last flood just wiped
the
it out.
last flood, it caused a lot. It caused
Yeah, that damn flood wiped me out.
Me
it
too.
cost altogether they would need $3.4 million to get it actually right, because they got tuck points. They got a lot of stuff that could have been handled over the years by using your amendment power. That's one of
to
the
maintain
things.
the building. That was one of the problems.
No,
too.
to get funding to fix the building up.
Right.
This
That's what I'm
was
saying.
over time.
Maintaining it though. So it sounds like to me that it wasn't properly
It wasn't even
maintained.
being maintained. No,
Okay.
It was on a list this year to go and do some minor work for some equipment, but those are patches.
Mhm.
Over the last 10 years, we have not had any resolutions, any amendment power being used to bring results to District 7 that you can see. I am not talking about symbolic resolutions, because they tend to go off. I got resolutions. Majority of those resolutions are county-wide. Unless you are a co-author or author of that legislation or that ordinance or that amendment, it's not directly affecting any of us. It does not come to our districts. Over the last 10 years, we have not had any results or resolutions or amendments that comes to District 7 that we feel. You can say all day what you do, how many meetings you have, but we need results. We're tired of meetings. That's like working in corporate America, and they be having meetings just to be having meetings, but don't get nothing done. You cannot have a meeting and then come to another meeting, but you don't have no deliverables. Meaning that, hey, this is what we discussed at the meeting. This is the deliverables from that. This is how we're executing. I have a master's. I have an MBA in business with a concentration in healthcare management. I have a bachelor's in business administrations with emphasis in economics and finance. And I also have my associate degree in quality management, where I'm Six Sigma Black Belt certified. I am lean manufacturer certified. With those degrees, I'm a professional problem solver in the eyes of the manufacturing world. I can make, if I was to go back into manufacturing, I will make 200,000+ a year with just the skill set I have. But because I enjoy more with real estate and policy and politics, this is where my passion comes in. It's helping our people get a better understanding that, hey, you have a leader that's coming along that has the credentials, meaning, yes, I'm in those boardrooms. I understand Robert rules of order. I understand the county budget.
Robert rules.
I understand their processes, the authority they have. As a county supervisor, you have amendment power.
I'm glad you used the word passion. Because I think in our just Milwaukee overall, passion is something that we lack.
Oh yeah.
In a lot of positions.
Oh yeah.
And again, I'll inquire about that, but we all listened to the show yesterday, and they started with her salary. Felicia Martin's income.
They cut it.
How it were cut, and the way, again, sorry, as a voter, the way I received that was, I don't get paid to deal with everybody. I got cut, so I'm gonna do what I get paid for. That's how I received that conversation yesterday. I didn't understand the reason for bringing up pay.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of times people don't realize though that and like Stacy just brought up the point, as an elected official, you do turn down a lot of money working as an elected official versus in the private sector or working in government jobs. And I think that was, and it's just my interpretation of it, is that
this is not a job. This is a position of service. I do very well as a real estate broker and as a real estate instructor and with my investments and with my stocks and bonds. So I'm not in it for money. It's not about the money. It's about us having leadership that's going to move the needle for the next 2 years of our district. That's what I'm looking to run, to move the needle, to bring results, to actually use my authority for the district. And when I say authority, my amendment power, my legislation power, being able to create ordinances, being able to amend those budgets to pull funding from over here. You know, when platforms is running, hey, I got $250K for Cooper Park, you can have that same energy from a government park.
Yeah, because what did that mean? You get what I'm saying? Like the income conversation. What did it mean? Like, because even when I don't know when that cut happened, but I've been living.
And then 2012, when y'all have to keep in mind that the county supervisors was the most powerful board.
It had to happen after that. She got in office at 2018.
Yeah, 18.
And in 2012, Chris Abley, before he left out, he used his position and used his ability to convince Madison and the Republican Party to be able to pass a law to where it cut not only the salary of the county supervisors, but they power as well,
and benefits.
And
now you're not even get benefit.
Well, she got in at 2018. What was the? I don't get it. She never experienced the actual pay.
I think they received another cut because she referenced it
getting cut.
Being her salary was this, and then
it was 50-some thousand,
right? And then it got cut 26.
Well, no, that salary only been cut once, and then this year they actually making 32,000, so they actually got a 3% sales increase. If you actually look at the budget, it's 443 pages, and if you look at look at what the county supervisors get paid, what their salary is. I mean, it don't say exactly what their salary is, but the cost, if you break that down, that's this year, and it's also in the you can look it up too. It's in the newspaper and everything. They get 32. They got a increase.
Okay.
So to talk about that, I don't care nothing about.
Yeah. What did that have to do anything?
I think they were just trying to show that elected officials work.
I'm working and I don't make as much as I want to.
And no, I think it's that I work hard. I'm working hard for you, and I'm not getting a whole lot of money for it. But I'm working for you. So
as a voter, and I'm in an area, and they also mentioned, she's like, I don't tell people what I do. I'm not like braggadocious kind of thing. And I'm not seen everywhere, but even if I don't see you, I want to feel you in my community. You know what I mean? In my neighborhood. And I don't. That was my piece. So the pay, I guess it came across to me is more like, I don't need to be in your area.
I'm a hands-on. Even when I was the quality director, I was hands-on. I was on the shop floor. I can't figure out problems and solve problems if I'm not there with you I'm not there with you in the trenches. When I'm in some of them rooms and I look at how us as voters treat them like they're celebrities and as if they don't work for you. You know those seats that they sit in, those are our seats.
Oh, yeah.
Do y'all know the process that you have to go through when you're getting on that ballot? I actually have to come to your house, ask you for your government name, your home address. I'm at your house where you sleep, where you raise your family.
Hey, I did it with you, man. You had to go door to door and get
your personal information. I'm asking for your permission to get on that ballot. I am telling you that, hey, if you allow for me to get on this ballot, and when I win, I am promising to do A, B, and C for you. So if that means I need to come knock on your door to let you know, hi, I'm Stacy Smiter. I just won this election. I am now your county supervisor. I'm gonna come look for you. You shouldn't have to be coming to look for me. I'm your elected official. Yes, I'm your voice. You supposed to know who I am.
Yeah, the whole search for the information. Like I didn't understand that conversation either.
And in knocking doors and stuff for you, I realized a lot of folks
don't know what the road is. Don't know who.
They don't know. They didn't know that we had an election coming up. First of all, that was the most troubling thing. But I get, but I do understand why, because local elections like this don't get a whole lot of publicity.
They don't.
Folks just don't know. That's why we have such low voter.
Is that by design or?
Everything is by design.
It's by design, but I think a lot of it comes. When I know for a fact, a lot of it comes is in money. These campaigns don't take in a whole lot of money to do publicity, to do the they call those door flyers and do that. That costs a lot of money. So a lot of folks don't and can't and are not able to spend that money to get the information out there to know.
I paid for 4,000 flyers. I paid for websites. All of that, but it ain't even about the money. It's about the fact that I want y'all to vote for me to let y'all know that, hey, y'all have a
But I'm
leader
telling you,
that comes.
we got a lot of folks
You
out
got to
here
invest.
that just don't know though.
You have to invest.
That's why I'm knocking on the doors to
Mhm.
keep you informed, not only to vote for me, but to tell you what the role is and what my plan is.
Mhm.
I got my plan on the flyer. So if anyone want to know what my plan is, it's on the flyer. It's on my website.
Well, tell folks where can they go on your website to get your information?
All right, so you can go to www.smiter for District 7.
Just spell that for people, because you know
Smiter
people
is
don't understand.
SMITER.
Say it one more time.
So messy.
SMITER for district7.com. That's the web. That's my website. But you can also follow me on social media and everything. Or just, hey, when I'm in your neighborhood. This week I'm in Nash Park. I'm gonna be in Nash Park for the rest of this week. Then I'm sliding.
Gonna be nice out on Saturday.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be nice, man.
And then over the weekend, I'm in Nash and Andres Park this week.
Okay.
Next week, I'm coming to Holiday. I'm coming in the low end and talk to my people over by Hampton.
Okay.
Oh, he called us the low end.
Well,
we the low end.
technically we are.
Yeah. No, you gotta be relatable. Listen, you gotta be relatable.
So when I say the low end, they're like, oh yeah, talk to you. So please, I have had situations where I had it. So day before yesterday, when I was out canvassing, I put it as part of my reel. Man, did y'all see the when I say scared the living hell out of me? I went up to this door to knock on the door. I rang the doorbell. I was waiting for the lady to answer. I looked out the corner of my eye. It was a doll, but I didn't know it was. I thought it was a real human. It was a doll dressed like Michael Myers.
Oh,
standing in the window. When I say I jumped out my skin, I got to the sidewalk. I'm looking, and then when I walk up and I see it was just a doll, I died laughing.
That's hilarious.
I had to take a picture of that. I got nibbled on a couple times this week by some dogs.
Yeah. Dang, man.
Hey, I still got that speed. I went into this one yard. They ain't had a dog. I beware of dog signs. So I went in the yard. You know how you just, I'm minding my business. I'm feeling good. Like, yeah, I'm finna knock on the door. I ring the doorbell. Out of my little side vision, I see a big old pit bull. I still had that speed in it before I knew it. And mind you, I'm glad I always wear tennis shoes.
Right.
Man, I did a Superman dive over there.
Man.
Hey, landing on my shoulder. I ain't even care. I got up. Before I know it, I was already back to my car. Looking like breathing heavy. But yeah, so put your dogs up. So when I come and talk to you, put your dog up. I just want to talk to you, tell you what my plan is and why you should be voting for me.
Perfect. So hey, y'all, a couple of things before we end tonight. We do have a community forum that's coming up on March the 28th. If you want to hear the candidate in person, you want to get this vibe that we getting here in the studio, come on out, y'all. Come on out. We've been putting it out there. Tayyu's done a wonderful job on the flyers, and I ain't know she was passing out to some everybody. I'm seeing all over Facebook. I'm like, oh dang, this is getting some traction. Whoa,
passing them out on the doors.
Yeah. So come on out.
It's for everyone. Yeah. So I haven't committed to anyone, voting for anyone. I do want to hear both, you know what I mean? And I hate that it went the way it did. However, I'm still open to hearing both candidates. Yeah. And I heard you. But I also want, it's not just for the candidates, it's more so for community for me. I want us to do this monthly so we stay in contact, so we can come together and come to the county supervisors.
That's what I'm gonna be doing every month.
We want to come. We want to come together. Let's not wait. Let's be proactive.
Yeah. When I get in office, that's one of my first priorities is making sure that when we're having our monthly meetings, we're not just having a meeting just to have a meeting. When I have this meeting with you, I am coming with deliverables. I am coming with your concerns, taking them back, executing, and coming back to you. It's no reason for me to have a meeting with you just so I can say down the line, hey, I had 15 meetings in 2025.
Productive meetings.
What are the deliverables from those meetings?
Yeah.
If we're not getting deliverables, you just having a meeting to have a meeting, and we all hate going to meetings and they ain't talking about nothing.
True. Yeah, we're gonna make sure we're gonna continue this on.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's imperative that voters know, and I think again for me knocking doors, it was already kind of alarming to me before, but now it was more alarming just to see it and hear it and see it in real time. That a lot of folks don't know and are unaware of what's going on in the community, especially as it pertains to our local elected officials. That's just horrible because we're doing ourselves a disservice when we don't vote. People say, well, what's you vote for? Taxes, the way our neighborhoods look. That's what the
Education,
crime, all that stuff goes into voting. That's why we keep trying to tell folks, but again, you what did Brother Malcolm say? We perish because we lack knowledge. I just think that we need to get this information out so folks at least will know. Now, if you don't go out and do nothing with it, that's on you. But at least we're gonna let you know what's going on. So y'all come out March 28th. We're gonna again promote this some more. I do want to give this information because I did find the voting information. myvote.wisconsin.gov is where you can go get your information from online as to where you need to vote at and all the elections. It gives you a calendar of all the Wisconsin elections. So again, that's myvote.wi.gov. Early voting for this upcoming election, which takes place April 7th, does start. Early voting does start Tuesday, March 24th. You can vote all the way up until election day. Let me make sure I got that right. Hold on. Let me pop that up. Let's see. Yeah. So, spring early election voting is Tuesday, March 24th through Sunday, April 5th. So I had that wrong. Tuesday, March 24th through Sunday, April 5th. You can early vote. Tell folks to do that. I'm an absentee ballot guy again, but that's just me. That's just my preference now. But you can go out and early vote. You can vote and get registered at the polls too if you haven't already done so. And I was also made to understand. I think the DMV is giving away voter IDs as well. So again, we have no excuse not to go out and do what we need to do. People say, "Oh, the Republicans that made it hard for you to vote." Okay, so whatever they tell us we need to go do, we need to go do it.
Save Act too as well.
Yeah.
I want to touch a little bit on that.
Let's touch on that because I think that's kind of getting folks confused.
Now the Save Act, I really want people to understand that if they pass that Save Act, anyone married, anyone whose maiden name is not what's on your whether you married or born in the 1920s and 30s, if they pass the Save Act, you will not be able to vote because when you go to the voters booth, they want to see both your license and your birth record, and they both have to match up. So I will be one of those ones who can't vote because of the clerical error in my birth certificate doesn't match what's on my driver's license.
If this passes. And what I'm hearing, I'm just hearing this as I was listening to CNN, it has a likelihood of failing. But again, we just want to put that information out there so folks will know if they're passing, because again, this is what's called voter suppression. This is what Republicans do when they know that they're getting ready to get defeated. This is why I can't stand them. They start cooking the books and they start going and messing with stuff and lawfully doing things because if they pass it, it will be a law on the books in order for me to do this. Yeah. I mean, again, real quick, we see what not voting does. We see the lies that people actually tell. They said they was going to bring this down. They was going to bring down gas prices. They was going to bring down cost of eggs and butter. And the first executive order he did was taking away DEI and firing over 300,000 black women in the federal government. So, and they ain't talked about nothing about addressing those prices of groceries and affordability at all. The first thing they did was try to dismantle Black history, and they've been on that attack ever since. So it just shows y'all like we gotta be as my little nephew says, locked in right now.
They expecting us.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They expect for us not to vote.
Right. And this is what happens.
We only get 6,000 people.
Yeah.
Every election, since 2018, we only had 6,100, most roughly 6,100 people in 2022. 34, we had 10,000 in 2022. But in 2022, 3,000 of them people did not vote for the district. And this is and again, stayed out of it. They didn't even vote for who should be the supervisor. That's public record. You can look it up. In 2022,
and this is why it's
called the overvote, meaning that they participated in the ballot, but they did not vote for a particular area. And in our situation, it was the county supervisor. So we have to get more people out here to vote, and not just 6,100 people. It is 53,000 of us. If you a little more, if you include families with multiple people in it. 53.
Yeah, but Saturday, Saturday
The
and
28th,
moving
March
forward
28th,
on the
yeah.
28th, not this Saturday, I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah,
March 28th, noon to 3. What we plan to do is we're gonna talk with you and not at you. So we'll talk together and we'll figure it out together and more of a union. We need to work together.
Yeah. Stacy will be there as a candidate. He's going to come.
I'll be talking more in depth into what the plan is. I really want more and more of
feedback
residents to come. So that
and we were looking for some other candidates too, right?
Looking for
did we get some other people? I can't remember. I've been trying to keep up. We've been in the kitchen cooking, trying to get this together. But
it'll be great. It's gonna be great.
So come out March 28th again, and these are some of the topics that we're going to talk about. And we're putting the emphasis on getting out that vote. This is again why our neighborhoods and things like that look like this, because we don't vote in our in our local elections like the one that's being held April 7th.
All of them this year. The remainder of this year.
This is why our neighborhoods and stuff look like this, because we don't invest the time in putting in elected officials that speak to us, that speak for us, and that's going to actually do some work and not just sit back and say, well, this demographic of folks don't vote for me, so it's to hell with y'all.
Every voice matters.
Every voice matters. Mm-hmm. We all matters. But again, that's why we just putting the emphasis on. We had to get out there, register. We had to vote. Again, I'm gonna say this one more time so folks will know, and then
I'll drop it. You don't have to do that. I'll drop it in the comments.
You can drop it. Okay, perfect. And then I'm gonna get the floor back to Stacy real quick, and then we're gonna be out.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for having me.
Oh, of course, man.
Absolutely.
I want the residents of District 7 to know the reason why I'm running is because I believe our community deserves leadership that shows up, listen, and most importantly, deliver real results.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, too many of our residents, off of the conversations I'm having on these doors, feel like decisions are being made without them, and resources are not reaching the neighborhoods that needs them the most. My campaign is focused on fixing that by using the actual power of the role, the budget, oversight, and accountability to make sure that District 7 is no longer overlooked. My priorities are clear: housing stability, public safety with accountability, property tax responsibilities, meaning the tax levy. I have the ability to vote yes or no if I want that levy to go up. And every year, all 18 of the supervisors has voted yes for the levy to go up.
Which impacts what? What does that impact when those levies go up?
When the levies go up, more money out of our pockets. It's cost for us come out of our at our expense. I want us to understand that levy is us paying more money. That property tax levy is us paying more money, not the property tax. Not including the property tax you get from the city side. We got a sales tax increase and a property tax levy increase of 3%.
So, and even if that's something that you can't do overnight or alone, you know what I mean? If they're all voting in the same, they are uniform.
Coalition. When we speak louder, when the residents, the voters speak louder and tell you better not raise our property tax levy, that's what the type of fighting I'm bringing to the table. We need that spunk in there, and also the skill set. I have an MBA in business. Trust me, I'm not on these boards and heads of these organizations. I'm also in a running for vice president of the local 212, American Federation of Teachers. I'm a union member. I'll be the vice president if I win, I'll be the vice president of part-time faculty. If all of these different leaderships are liking what I bring to the table, my ideas, and they know everything about me, including the spelling of my names, if they're willing to trust me, I just want our people to trust me like y'all been doing. You trust me with selling your house. You trust with me with teaching your kids. I mean, y'all kids school teaching them financial literacy. So if you trusted me with that, trust me to lead. Let my actions be my words. I just want us to get our fair share, not just areas with the loudest voices or the political connections. I want us as a collective. That includes Nash Park, Cooper Park, McGovern Park,
Wall Harriet over here,
Wall Harriet,
everything.
We need to start seeing results, and I'm a firm believer in when we don't have effective leadership, it's nothing wrong with the changing of the guard.
Let's leave it there, and we will see you March 28th, noon till 3. He'll be in company.
And then we'll see y'all next week, Tuesday, with the current incumbent of the county supervisor position in District 7. She will be here live, Felicia Martin, next week, Tuesday on Facts Over Feelings. Thank y'all and good night.